Okay, so this is still chapter 4, and I'm just going to skip a page or two and read to you a part that I particularly love in this book, Maggie 3, that you can purchase at Barnes & Noble, Borders, and Amazon.com online, as well as go inside the bookstore all across America. And please purchase it, okay? And thank you for listening. I appreciate it. At midnight, I awoke again, more rested, feeling more connected to my mind, more connected to myself, my body, more comfortable with the imposing reality that I was still alive. I don't know that I had planned it. He sat beside a dimly lit lamp, reading a book I discerned to be the Bible. I reacted with resistance, but then I wondered what he was reading and why. I was intrigued by him, curious to know what he would read, what would be of interest to him, as he sat so engrossed by that dimly lit light. I remembered when I would go to esoteric, intellectual poetry readings where an energetic array of the most astute and amusing reading styles would be displayed and enjoyed. I had always counted it an indulgent luxury to be read to, the human voice as host. And so I requested most weakly, read to me. Without visibly acknowledging my request, without moving or turning to face me, he read, "Beloved, let us love one another, for love is of God." He paused and breathed softly, and I listened, captivated by the peaceful, restful sound of his lilting, powerful voice, thinking perhaps I was hallucinating again. I saw streaks of light shining around him. Why would light come streaking through the windows at midnight? Was it just some reflection from a street light or the moon, I wondered? But no ordinary street light, no gleam would invade the room in such a striking way. And everyone that loveth is born of God, and knoweth God. He that loveth not, knoweth not God, for God is love. I contemplated what I had just heard. I tried to comprehend the unfamiliar words. God is love, I whispered. What had once been an impotent thought, the thought of God, seemed for a splashing moment attainable. The confusion and tormenting impossibility of love that dominated my thoughts died in the presence of what I had just heard. I thought of my dear grandmother, Nana, for the first time in a long time. I remembered how she spoke so confidently of knowing God, loving God, surrendering her life to God. I remembered, in spite of all her suffering that could have produced a spirit of vengeance and resentment, she possessed a spirit always loving and kind, always exuding a distinctive radiance that was born from her trials and tribulations. She was strength, tried in the fire, exquisitely molded by what she called her love relationship with God. Was it possible that God is love? Love is God? This is a spiritual revelation so simple and plain, and yet so obvious the whole world missed it. Generation after generation, time after time? Was this a new idea, or was this an eternal reality penetrating finally my wanton mind? God is love, and he that dwelleth in love dwelleth in God, and God in him. There is no fear in love, but perfect love casteth out fear, because fear hath torment. He that feareth is not made perfect in love. Silence dominated the room and spoke boldly of love, unconditional, unmerited favor. He led me by grace somewhere eternal, heavenly, beyond that dingy hotel room into a glow of tranquility and glory that I willingly followed. My spirit transported out of my body, alive and free, and one in spirit with him, transported by a virtuous presence, shattering whatever human distance naturally divided us. We were somewhere we had always longed to be, calling each other, "Where are you? I love you. I belong to you. I was made for you," daring to love one another, unashamed soulmates, no longer hindered, no longer barriers, no pretense, no perplexities, just peace. "I never forgot you," he whispered. I will always love you, we whispered simultaneously, a burden lifted, love unspoken. Remember, who are you? Who are you searching for? What's your name? You are faithful, kind, loving. You can't be tamed. You are everywhere and everything to me. I haven't met you yet I believe. I long for you when wind I eat, drink, taste. I long for you when holy raindrops kiss my face. Someday you'll find me and unblind me, and I'll zealously repent for having stayed away so long, so much time lost, so much time spent. Will you take me bruised and battered? If I'm wounded, will it matter? Someday you'll find me and untie me. Your rapturous words will set me free. When I meet you in that secret place most high, love calls, destiny. He recited one of my poems with ferocity and passion. His romantic rendering so fiery and urgent, I wondered if I was alive or dreaming. Could this be a dream? I applauded his memory of my poem, presentation, heartfelt oneness with words. A moment of splendor danced between our eyes and hearts and souls for what seemed to be an ethereal flash and then vanished abruptly, coldly. Was it an apparition? Had I heard what I heard, felt what I felt, seen what I seen? He viewed me with a human friendly face and spoke to me matter-of-factly, removed, separate, distant again, as if we had not shared a secret sensation of grace and love.